Hi, thanks for joining me again for this week's bite-sized yoga class. Today we're going to be working towards Lotus as a peak pose. So what that means is that every move that we do up until the peak pose, we'll be working on opening the hips to get the best leverage into this position. Now this is quite an advanced pose, so don't worry, we're going to be doing a lot of warm-up and there'll be lots of alternatives when we get closer to the peak pose. So to begin with, we're going to, as usual, come into a brief breathing practice. So what we're going to do is inhale through our nose for the count of at least 4. And then on the exhale, I want you to make the exhale longer than the inhale. And what this does is it just activates the parasympathetic system, calms us down, gets us grounded, and gets us ready for the practice. So I'll count you through the first couple, exhaling everything out, inhaling through the nose for the count of 4, 3, 4, exhaling, inhaling for the count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Let's try and go to 5. Exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling for the count of 4, 2, 3, 4. We're going to try and go for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just continue to do that by yourself just for another couple of rounds. Last time, make this the longest exhale. So exhaling everything out. Okay, and we're going to get started. So to begin with, we're going to do a figure 4 seated position. So coming down to the mat, bringing your hands behind you as a prop. You can bring them out to the sides, doesn't matter which way your fingers are pointing, whatever's more comfortable for your wrists. And then if you can, taking your right foot and just hooking it above the knee on the left leg. You can lift your hips up to do this. This can also help just to open the hip and get you into the position. The closer the foot is to the body, the more intense it will be. So to begin with, we're going to have the foot fairly far away, and you can move the hands back as well. Just rock from side to side, really gentle hip opening stretch, which we'll need if we want to get into lotus position. Just rocking gently side to side. Breathing deeply. If that feels good, you might experiment with moving your foot in slightly. Trying to concentrate on moving your right knee away from you. Keeping your right foot flexed, protecting your knee. Maybe you walk your hands in slightly. Just intensifying that stretch, but don't go to a position of any pain or discomfort. You want this to be just a nice stretch through the hips. Maybe for the last couple of breaths, bringing the foot right in close to you, pushing through the hands, opening your chest. And that should feel like quite a strong stretch through that right hip. Maybe even through the chest, pushing your chest up to sit nice and straight. And release. And shake that out. We're going to switch to the other side. So I'll show you what I mean about lifting your hips to get into this position. Lifting up, this just gives you a bit more space to place the foot onto that leg. So that might help you to get there. To begin with, keeping our right foot far away from our body, flexing the left foot, gently rocking side to side. Pushing the left knee away from you, keeping as much space between your body and that knee as you can. Starting to play with walking the right leg in. Maybe moving your hands in for the last couple of breaths, pushing your chest forward, One more deep breath. And releasing that out. Shaking out the knees, just getting the blood flow back. Maybe shaking out through your wrists. You've been putting quite a lot of pressure through them. Moving them both ways. Hear a few clicks. Okay, we're going to come into a butterfly position. So I've shown this in my videos in the past, but just to reiterate, if you want to get a block or a rolled up blanket or pillow or cushion, you just want to prop it underneath your hip bones and sit yourself right on the edge. Don't fall backwards like I almost did. Sit yourself right on the edge. So what that does is that helps you open up your pelvis and tilt it forward, which is what you want here. You don't want to be rounding down like this. You want to be nice and proud through the chest. Now, if you sit on your block and you are still rounding and tight, bring your hands to the floor and just work on pushing your chest open, straightening up through the spine. I want you to stay here. If you're able to sit up nice and straight without the assistance of your hands, just bring your hands to your feet, open your chest, breathe deeply here. This is opening up the inner groins, opening up through the lower back, all important areas to hit that peak pose. Keeping your feet flexed, again, you're really wanting to protect the knees. So by doing that, that activates all of the muscles around the knees and the ligaments. If this is feeling a bit strong for you, you can move your feet further away. That just takes away a bit of the intensity. And then the next stage, if you feel you have some space in your hips, you can start to tilt your body forwards, hinging from the hips, making sure you're not clenching your body anywhere. And maybe just start rocking side to side. Sometimes a little bit of movement is really nice. Also takes your mind off of the intense stretch. This is also a really great one if you're struggling to sleep. If you're coming into butterfly or goddess pose. Just a couple more deep breaths here. One more breath. Making the exhale longer than the inhale. Coming up nice and gently, removing that block from underneath you, shaking out your knees again, putting a lot of pressure through them, having them bent like this. We're going to come into a lunge position. So this is where you might want blocks or just something you can prop yourself up on. You can even use a chair or just something that you have around the house. Bringing them to the highest position, which is coming into a brief low lunge. So bringing your right foot forwards, block to either side. Just move back because of the filming, you can't see my head. That's all good. Untuck the back toes, pressing the top of the foot into the floor, pushing through the blocks and opening your chest up, pulling your shoulder blades together, chin slightly tucked, neutral gaze. So the action here, you want to feel like you're dragging your right foot backwards without moving it, and sorry for the motorbike outside, and dragging your left knee forward so they're scissoring towards each other. So you should feel quite a big activation through the inner thighs. Now just rolling back into a runner's lunge, we're going to straighten that front leg and keep the back leg bent. So you move your blocks with you. Inhaling, straightening up, exhaling, tilting forwards. Pulling the toes towards your face, maybe moving your foot from side to side. Just feeling the different places that you can feel that stretch as you move your foot. Feeling the differences in that socket of the hip. And keeping it still for a couple of breaths. Opening up your chest. And walking it back forwards. Bringing the blocks to the inside of the foot now. We're going to go into the lizard pose on this side. So turning your right toes out, right heel slightly in, dropping down. You can have your blocks here. That feels good. You want to stay upright. Or you can start to drop your blocks down over that, or bringing your hands to the floor. Trying to pull your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Again, scissoring your legs towards each other. This is quite a fiery pose. You should be feeling this almost immediately through that hip, inner thigh. I'm just trying to loosen everything up. Next step here, if you feel like you have the space, you might want to bring your blocks again, but you can come down onto your forearms, either on your blocks, down onto the floor, taking your right hand and just pushing your right knee open, looking up towards the sky. So now you're getting a nice chest opener, hip opener, inner thigh, lower back, glute stretch. Just hitting every aspect, keeping the right foot nice and flexed. Breathing deeply. And coming back to center. Straightening and coming back to all fours. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So grabbing your blocks again so we can come into that lunge on the left side. Left leg forward. Blocks to either side of the foot. Pressing through them just to straighten up, shoulders down and back. Pulling the legs towards each other. Little micro corrections. Making sure you're not gritting your teeth. No tension through the jaw, through the neck. Pushing down quite strongly through those back toes can really help to anchor you here. And pulling back to your runner's lunge, straightening out that front leg, bringing the blocks with you. You can take them to whatever level suits you. If you're super bendy, you can always bring your hands to the floor as well, whatever you prefer. I'm going to have mine on the highest setting. It feels good for me today. Inhaling, straightening up. Exhaling, bowing forwards. And then just moving your leg, your foot from side to side. Identifying all the little nooks and crannies in that hip joint. Might feel some crackling, some popping. Not in a bad way. Just some clicking. Couple more breaths here, pulling the shoulders together. It's almost like you're trying to put your shoulder blades in your back pocket, pulling them down your back. And coming forward again, we're going to repeat the lizard lunge on this side, bringing your blocks to the inside of the front foot, adjusting yourself, either staying on your blocks, working on opening your chest, tucking your hips underneath as well so that you activate the psoas through the right hand side, that hip flexor, or bringing your blocks lower, bringing your hands to the floor, whichever iteration feels good in your body today. Squeezing that left knee in towards the left shoulder. You can look slightly forward if that feels good for you, or you can look straight down towards the floor. Yoga is a lot about personal preference. No pose looks the same on everyone. If you want to come to the next version, you can bring your forearms down to the floor. Start to push the left knee away from you, looking up towards the sky, keeping the foot flexed. just hitting the full 360 of that joint in the hip. And coming back, coming onto your hands and knees, do a couple of cat-cows just to loosen that up. Inhaling, looking towards the sky. Exhaling, tucking the hips, pushing the floor. Just do a couple of these in your own time. Breathing nice and slowly, nice and strongly. Maybe just pushing back into a child's pose for a breath or two. And coming up to sit. You're going to bring your legs out in front of you. So now we've warmed up, opened up the hips, we're going to come into a half lotus position for the next stage. So you might want to grab a strap or a dressing gown, cord, or a tea towel, anything that you have to hand. Hugging your right knee in tight. From here, what you're going to do is just lift your leg off the floor and just rock from side to side. So you're just lubricating that joint again. If this feels pretty good, you can take your left hand to the foot, start to open the knee outwards. And again, just moving it back and forward, sort of like a typewriter, as you push the line back in. If you've got long arms or if this feels good, you can start to hook the right foot into the left elbow crease. And you can sort of cradle your leg, kind of like a baby. Again, just opening up the hip. Stay where you are. You don't want to be efforting too far past your comfort here. Just wants to be a gentle stretch. And we're going to start to come into the shape. So placing the right foot into the crease of the left hip, letting the knee open to the side. If you're finding it's up like this, you can grab a block or a pillow and just place that underneath to give you something to push down into. Otherwise, gently encouraging that knee down to the floor, keeping the right foot nice and flexed. That helps it to hook onto your hip as well. So we're here, sitting up straight. Making sure your left foot is still flexed. If this is feeling good, you're not rounding, you're not hurting anywhere, you can hook the left foot and just start to pull yourself inwards. So now you're opening up through the back of that left hamstring, the calf. Trying to direct your rib cage over that left leg. You'll want to be like this, but you want to kind of rotate your core and your trunk towards that left leg. Well done. Coming up, we're going to come onto the other side, straightening out your leg, shaking out through the knees, hugging the left knee in. Now remember, from here you can just pick the leg up and just move side to side. That's giving you some nice traction through the hip. Stay here if this feels good. Next stage, you might want to hold onto the foot and open the knee out like a typewriter, moving back and forward. None of these iterations are better than the last. It is all doing the same thing. So if you are feeling that strong stretch and you're doing this version, you're getting the exact same benefits as this version. So please don't hurt yourself trying to go further than your body needs right now, or trying to push it further, I might say. Now from here you can go into that cradle position. You might be tighter on this side like me. Still striving to sit up nice and tall on your hips. This is a good move just to do in general if you've been sitting for a long time during the day. It's just encouraging some new blood flow, some nice stretch where you wouldn't usually get a stretch. gently starting to put the leg into that right hip crease, letting the knee fall out to the side or propping it up and keeping your right foot flexed, sitting up nice and straight. Breathing deeply, rooting down into the floor. Staying here or grabbing your strap. Starting to open up through your chest, maybe pulling yourself forwards, angling the left rib towards the right thigh. And release. Gently remove the leg and straighten it out. Okay, so we're going to attempt the full pose. Before we come into full lotus pose, I'm going to show you cross-legged pose. So if lotus feels unobtainable, that half lotus was enough, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your right leg in towards your body, then your left leg in. And you're going to try to have your heels underneath your knees. Okay, so this is a nice cross-legged position. If you find that you're sitting like this, no problem. Again, blocks, pillows, prop yourself up and just work on sitting up straight and opening. It just means you're tight through the front of your hip flexors and your hips and lower back. We just need to work on it. So just keep working at it, keep doing this, and you will get there. So sitting like this, sitting nice and tall. If you feel like you're ready to try the lotus pose, it's very much like half lotus. We're going to bring the right leg in, opening it up, swaying from side to side before placing it into that crease. Then we're going to bend the left leg in, and you're going to manually, because you won't be able to lift it up with this leg on top, you're going to manually pick the foot up and just gently guide it into place. See, so you will have your feet just resting gently in those hip creases. If this feels strong on the knees, release it, come into the half pose or come into the cross-leg pose. But from here, you're going to sit up nice and tall, and you're in lotus. Breathe nice and deeply, making sure you're not holding tension anywhere. Your body's doing all the work, keeping your feet flexed. You can rest your hands in your lap. You can bring them down to the side and encourage your chest opening. Just one more deep breath here. And release through the mouth. Now, using your hands, release your legs. One after the other. You might want to just do a couple of windscreen wipers. That's quite a strong move. Get the blood flowing again. Shake out through the knees. And we're going to come into the other side. So if you're doing your cross-legged position, this time, left leg in first, then right leg, heels underneath the feet, feet flexed. No, feet underneath the knees, feet flexed. Sitting up nice and tall. Otherwise, straightening out your legs again, we're going to bring your left leg in, lifting it up, opening the knee out, and bringing it to rest gently in that crease. You might, again, find that one side is tighter than the other. Again, completely normal. This is the unnatural way of doing it for me. So this might be a little bit more difficult. Bringing your right leg in, manhandling to place your foot up in that crease. Again, don't pull it any further than it wants to go. If you've got resistance, you don't want to be yanking on your foot or causing any internal damage there. So bring it only where it wants to go, where you feel a nice stretch, and this feels good in your body. You don't want to feel any pain. Inhaling, sitting up nice and straight, shoulders down the back, just moving your jaw from side to side, making sure you're not holding any tension there. You might want to close your eyes. One last deep breath. Inhale. Exhale everything through the mouth. And using your hands gently, that wasn't too gently, release your legs. Coming into your windshield wipers. Just shaking everything out. We've really done a lot of work for the hips today. Maybe flexing and pointing through the feet, encouraging that blood flow. Okay, so we're just going to finish up with gentle twist, which will be the counter pose for our peak pose today. So laying down fully on your back, bringing your right knee in towards your body, and then just letting it fall over to the left side, opening the right arm out and looking over your right shoulder. Getting a spiral through the body here, releasing the tension of the hips. Getting the sun directly in my eyes here. Rolling back to center, switching sides, bringing the left leg in, letting it fall across the body, opening the left arm up, and looking over your left shoulder. Coming back to center, hugging everything in tight, squeezing your head to your knees, and releasing everything out. Coming to your final relaxation. Letting everything go, breathing out through the mouth. Just stay here for as long as you can. You've done a lot of work through your hips, hip flexors, lower back, inner groin, releasing a lot of tension, so you might feel nice and relaxed after this. Make sure you drink lots of water. Stay here for at least 5 minutes. And this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you enjoyed this peak pose class. If you enjoy this kind of movement, please like and subscribe. I drop a new class every Thursday. If you're interested in live online classes, you can visit my website. The link is in my bio.